Yeah, I'm honored. Thank you. I thought I was honored with my wife joining me this morning, but maybe collectively you all kind of topped that. So thank you for coming. I know you could all be someplace else this morning, but I appreciate you being here. And this was Community in Action. I just love the hub that was being raised here beforehand, but this community, we're a great community, and that's part of the reason, one of the reasons I'm here is that I'm in that return season of my life. You know, in 3 seasons you earn, you learn, you earn, you return. And at this point in my life, I look for opportunities that tend to give back because I receive so much from this community. So again, thank you for that. Another reason I'm here is got some nudges. You know, one of my mindsets in life is that either we're a part of God's story or He's part of our story, right? And in my mind says He's the Alpha and Omega. I'm a part of His story because He's been here, He will be here, and how does He want to use me for my short time on this earth? And so I'll look for those opportunities. You all get nudges, and I get them. And when Ken tapped me to ask me to be here, that's like a year ago, I said, sure, let's do January of 2020. So anyways, in the meantime, some time to reflect on that. So here we go. Paul writing to the Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 11:1. Be imitators of me, Paul, just as I also imitate Christ. In John chapter 13:15, John records these words of Christ after He washed the disciples' feet. For I have given you an example that you should do as I have done for you. People do what people see. So I asked myself, on my journey, given my journey, if I was you sitting in the audience, what would I want to hear from Ron Geib at this point in his career? Okay? I was a farm boy from Lancaster County, not the brightest guy in the class, a B student at best who'd rather be playing sports than reading a book. How did I have the career I did? How did he do that? And so reflecting on that, some of you are aware that I have a young man in my life that I got to know at the age of 10, Tony. I just call it, to make this a short story, is a big brother relationship. And I was hooked up with him, and I ended up going down the city. He lives in the Badlands of Philadelphia, kind of there 6th Street north of Lehigh. Single mom and Spanish descent, Tony Ricardo. And so I would go down there once a month and just spend time with him. Took him to the city, took him to all the sports events, took him to the zoo. He came up to visit us several times. And my goal with Tony, you know, I would ask myself sometimes going down, what am I up to, Lord? I'm not sure. Trained in social work, and anyway, I just show up and try to encourage him that his life is a value. So my goal for him was to get him to high school. First one, family graduate from high school. Get to high school without a kid, without police record. Okay? Oh boy, that'd be pretty good. Well, didn't quite make all that. He ended up with a son in the 11th grade, but he still graduated from high school, as in high school. And at the end of that graduation, I had a conversation with him and said, Tony, okay, now you got your high school education, you gotta get a job. You gotta get a job, earn money, take care of your son, take care of yourself, provide opportunity, because you don't want the life for yourself that you had, so you gotta just about that. He looked at me and said, I don't know what that looks like. So reflecting on that, how did a farm boy from Lancaster County have my career? People do what people see. I knew what that looked like. To be dependable at your job, show up, be committed to your family, faithful to your spouse. By putting others first, you'll never be second. To live the Christian faith 7 days a week. You see, I had many examples in my life. My parents, men at church, Lee Dell, Jay Gordon, Lamar Limburger, at the bank, Ed Molnar, Sanford, can't be here today, but I know he's a role model for me, Bill Clemens. My leadership development, John Maxwell, I think most of you might be aware of that. Through books and audio, okay, I don't know, I just kind of connected this, you can still listen today when I'm at the gym, his podcast, and Mark Rocco. So I had many people that I knew what that looks like to live a healthy life. So what lessons did I learn? Okay, so I attended Williamsburg. That's where I met my beautiful wife earlier, beginning of junior year. I majored in accounting. And when you're in accounting, take business courses, there's a lot of teaching going on about management. You know, the organizing, controlling, planning, staffing, leading, and there was not much focus at all on leadership. Later on, I got a taste of leadership development and just kind of bought into the whole thing of learning leadership skills and learned we all wear 3 hats throughout the day. I don't care who you are, tellers at the bank. They all wear 3 hats. At times they're followers, at times they're managers, at times they're leaders. I define leadership as influence. Leadership is influence. It's not a position or title. It's to influence the thinking, development, or behavior of someone. And the best person to start leading is yourself. Because if you won't follow yourself, why would anybody else want to? Okay? Everything rises and falls on leadership. So I'm not really sure when I got the mindset that you're only as good as your weakest link. You know, management might have some of that to do with it, and you work your weakest link, and then that will give you a chance to succeed. But with leadership training, I realized it didn't take long to change that thinking, that you bring more value to the marketplace if you increase a strength on a 0 to 10 scale. If you increase a strength from a level 7 to a 9, then increasing a weakness from a level 3 to a 5. And so you maximize what you bring to the marketplace and put those around you that kind of cover your weaknesses, and you're kind of good to go. It's a different mindset. One of my aha moments in this whole journey was taking the personality test. I know Ken is a big fan of the DISC. Because Myers-Briggs, FYI, I'm a ISFJ. Okay? But one of my strengths was also one of my weaknesses, is my desire to serve others and make them happy. I'm a people pleaser. I like to make people happy. Okay? Unfortunately, this trait caused me to avoid conflict and to avoid asking the tough questions. So that strength was a weakness in my leadership skills. Maxwell's very clear about this. He says you need to be a leader, not a clown. You know, you're not there just to make people happy. This is when the management team then started to embrace communication principles to work through potentially messy conversations. All conversations need to be honest, you keep current, you act, don't react, attack problems, not the people. Maybe if that Brendan up there, give him this little. We committed in our senior officers meetings to honor those communication principles, and also in the boardroom, because we wanted the tough questions asked. We wanted to have the conversations at the board table, not in the parking lot. You're going to have conversations, okay? But we wanted the ability to have them amongst each other to make the bank as good as we can make it. And I have heard already that some consultants can monitor a management meeting for 5-10 minutes, and they'll tell you if your company's going to be successful or not, by the level of conversation and the extent you process things and have honest dialogue about issues. Another weakness that I had to work through was being afraid to make mistakes or the fear of failure. It took a story that I think Maxwell gave to get me through this. You see, there's these 2 professors in art class, and they had 2 groups, and one group of students, they said, we're going to judge you on the quantity of clay pots you made. And the other group was going to be judged on the quality of the pots they made. Okay? At the end of it, obviously, the quantity class made the most pots. But guess what? They also made the best pots. The quality class waited until they had a perfect plan before making a pot. They wanted to get it right, they wanted it perfect, but the quantity class learned by doing and ended up with the best pots as well. And so I always encourage my team, you know, just do what you can. You know, I have this phrase, don't let what you can't do get in the way of what you can do. Sometimes we think, well, I can't do that. Yeah, but what can you do, okay? And just a simple illustration of this, that one day I was one of our branches in the Wilson Lansdale, and our drive-up curtains, we had closed on it. Okay, it was off hours, we were closed. But what can we do? Well, we're open online. So we changed it, open online 24 hours a day, okay? And you can't have the branch open, but we are open online. That's what we can do for you if you want to have interaction with the bank. So just have that don't know what you can't do, prevent you from doing what you can do. Leadership. People do what people see. For me, the greatest leader that I try to imitate is my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Some of the qualities of his leadership are listed out in the book authored by Laura Beth Jones that's on some of your tables. I received this as a gift when I first became president of the bank. And basically, let me just read some of these to you. It's in the table of contents. He kept in constant contact with his boss. He stuck to his mission. He believed in himself. He did the difficult things. He was constantly in a state of celebration. He had a passionate commitment to the cause. He did not despise the little things. He had a plan. He called the question. He was bold. He was visible. He took the long view. He said, "Why not me?" He was a turnaround specialist. He gave them a vision of something larger than himself. He was transparent before them. He believed in them. He forgave them. He treated them as equals. He held them accountable. He prayed for them. He served them. He defended them. He saw them as his greatest accomplishment. He knew that nobody wins until we all do. It's a leader I want to imitate. I'm sure you do as well. So one of my things here, I thought, well, I'm just going to plant some seeds with this. I brought 10 books. Maybe just 10 people are going to show up. So it's going to be, those books I'm not taking them home with me. So you guys got to figure out who takes the books home with them. I have put my card in there in case you want to follow with me on something that might have lifted out that spoke to you on that. And I guess if you want to, one way of doing it, I'm thinking of a number from 1 to 50. Okay? Think of a number from 1 to 50. Think of a number from 1 to 50. All right? The number's 33. So whoever's the closest to that number, you have control of that book. Whether you take it home with yourself or give it to someone else, please do that. That's, again, plenty of seed. If there's an extra book, that table at the back there doesn't have a book at it because that's a, so maybe give them a book to toss around, okay? Okay, another lesson that I learned is the meaning of the word trust. Trust. Not only is this the bank's tagline, the bank, Harleysville Bank, wants to be your trusted financial partner, but it's the number one responsibility of a leader is to learn trust. Trust is the single most important factor in a relationship, personal, professional, and obviously including your marriage. Define trust as an attitude. Trust is an attitude that allows people to rely on and have confidence in and make sure about people and things. And this happens when your words and deeds are congruent. Side lesson, okay? Words. I use words to express my intentions. I judge myself by my intentions. I know what I want to accomplish. And that is how I feel if I'm on the right page or not by what I'm desiring to do. My deeds are my behaviors. What I do is actually who you are. What you do is who you are. And that's how others judge me. So I judge myself by my intentions. Others judge me by my behavior and what I actually do. I'm told that if my words, so I tell the team still, if my words and my deeds, my actions don't match, call me on it. Because that's usually my blind spot. People say, what keeps you awake at night? I say, my blind spot. When I think what I want to accomplish, it's not what is happening, okay? And I have that at home sometimes too. What you do is it didn't work out as you intended it to, okay? And so that's something that you need to work on, be aware of. Also, when I met the new team members at the bank, I tell them the same, that we have our core values, and if you see the bank doing something that compromises those core values, call us on it, because we want those two values. We cannot be your trusted financial partner if we don't have our deeds and what we say who we want to be, line up. If they're not congruent, we're not going to earn the trust of each other, and then it's not going to work. And we're not going to earn the trust of the public. Okay. back to trust now. Stephen Covey wrote a book titled The Speed of Trust. Okay? The one thing that changes everything is trust. Can you imagine how quickly you could do business in your world if you just trusted everybody? You know, the speed that things would get done and make agreements without all fine print. You know, at the bank, we have this thing that we don't want to be the fine print bank. We don't want to say one thing and then read the fine print and say, what is really going on here? Okay, what does it really mean? What are the exceptions to that? So let your deeds and your words match, be congruent. When I would meet with young professionals, and they always want to get their career started and launch from the space and go, I encourage them that one thing you can be doing now in your world is building trust, earning the trust of others, so when opportunity does come, they trust you and you'll likely increase your chance of doing that. Okay, so obviously we got to understand how this works. How do you earn trust? As a company, as individuals, how do you earn trust? Well, confidence. You have to be a go-to person. You want to grow and develop yourself or a company. You want to be on top of things. So you need to be confident. Character, that's honesty, integrity. Honesty, you're true to others. Integrity, you're true to yourself. You need connection, communication. You have to have some interaction with people so they get to know you. And you have to do it, this is the toughest one, consistently. Okay? Confidence, character, connection, consistently. And you will earn trust, whether it be yourself or your company. The final lesson I'm going to share with you this morning is that little unexpected treats for the team was a great way to show appreciation to them. We had this lingo at the bank, and they still have it, PAR, P-A-R. Okay? That's, he needs a little par right now. She needs some par right now. Go show some par. All right? PAR is purpose, attitude, appreciation. Purpose, appreciation, respect. Okay? It's something we all need in our life. To know your purpose, what's your role at the bank, how do you go about things, appreciation, you try to show, and then respect. And you'll have on your team and they'll buy into your mission if you know if they experience PAR. So that's something we learned, that little unexpected treats for the team was a great way to show the appreciation. And sometimes it's a lunch on a snowy day or tickets to an event, whatever. So, in keeping with that lesson, your breakfast this morning is covered, and you too, okay? So, go and do likewise. Remember, people do what people see. Thank you.
All right.